Jameela with Art of Jameela here. Today I am going to be talking about Apple's live text feature. If you are not familiar with what live text is, it is Apple's new feature that allows you to select text on an image and copy, paste, translate, and look up information about that image. This feature is enabled using deep neural networks and on-device intelligence. I recently found out about this feature and I was appalled when I saw the amount of mistakes being made to my watermark and my digital signature on my artwork. I'm going to go ahead and show you examples of what is being done to my work, and then I'm going to talk about what I think needs to be done about this.
When I select my name, Jameela, the Apple Live text is identifying my name as Camela, and it's linking my Goddess Awakening drawing to a Spanish musical artist. In my most recent piece, I titled my piece Siren, and I used Times New Roman font as my watermark instead of the cursive I usually use, and it pulls my website right up. That is how all of my artwork should be identified with the Apple Live Text tool. I was happy to see my website pulled up from the image, and I decided, okay, well, then maybe I'll just start using Times New Roman. I went to my virtual gallery to just check out all of the images on my website, and when I select my name again in my Goddess Awakening drawing, I get the result of Jameela. So these inconsistencies are horrible. These results are just not good at all. So when I visit my virtual gallery and I look at my Siren piece with the Times New Roman watermark font, it's actually identifying my website incorrectly when it was identifying it properly from the actual file on the iPad Pro. So depending on what platform you're looking at the image, the Apple Live Text might identify the font in a different way, which is really a huge flaw. And I really hope that this will be taken seriously by Apple. I hope that it will be corrected, and I'll follow up with you guys in the comment section to let you know what Apple says about what is going to happen going forward with this live text tool, because something needs to be done.
So this is really important for any artist who uses a watermark, and artists use watermarks to protect their work. It's something that we do so that nobody can just take your images and use them. And there's so many ways that we can protect our work as artists, but if you happen to be a content creator, even if you use images of yourself where you're putting text on your images, you should look into this just to make sure that your images are not being wrongly identified via text through Apple Live Text. I assume that if this is happening to me, it has to be happening to others. This machine learning and artificial intelligence is in progress. We can't expect it to know everything overnight, and I understand that. However, when mistakes like this are being made that are dealing with intellectual property and other people's content, creative content like artwork that is being created from scratch, we have to find a way to protect content creators and give content creators the right to say, do I want Apple Live Text to scan my watermark and my digital signature? Or am I being offered an option for this? Currently, we're not being offered an option. It would be lovely if Apple would scan the image and then say, here's a notification. Apple Live Text has identified text in your image. Do you allow Apple to scan and use this text? Can you confirm that this text is reading accurately? And then maybe there would be a little feedback button or something like that that would allow you to send the mistakes that are being made to Apple so that they can take a look at what's going on and somebody somewhere can correct that. We can't just have this artificial intelligence dictate what our imagery is reading without any regulation and oversight. Who's in charge of saying this is accurate or not accurate? We can't just allow this artificial intelligence to run amok without the proper oversight, in my opinion. And I do think this is a serious issue that needs to be looked at and considered by Apple and I really hope to hear back from their tech support. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I've contacted them 6 to 7 times about this, and I really hope that something is done about this. And I also hope this video reaches someone who maybe this helps you, maybe you weren't aware of this feature, and maybe this is something that you need to look at and or get involved in. Because I think the more people that complain about mistakes being made, and or maybe people just don't even want their images to be scanned if they have text in their imagery. I mean, that's a whole nother, there's just so much that I could really go on about. And I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments in the comment section below. So please share your thoughts on this with me. If you happen to work with artificial intelligence, machine learning, or you know anyone who does, share the video with them. I'd love some feedback and support from anyone who knows more about this than I do. I know this is a very new feature, and like I said earlier, I understand that it's not going to be perfect, but I really don't think we should be using it if it's going to be redirecting people's work or misrepresenting people's work by, you know, hovering over their work with other people's websites and different words that have nothing to do with the imagery.
How is this legal?
Thanks so much for watching and staying tuned until the end of this video. If you are interested in custom artwork, head over to my website, artofjameela.com. And more importantly, if you are interested in this subject or you know something about this subject, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Spread the word. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time.